So when's the part where I get up and shoot you afterwards?
Oh, that's after. Once we start leaving, you take all our gear.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello, friends, and welcome to The Starving Artist. Today, I'm at Century Star Studios with my homie, Jesse Ray Palacios. He's going to be telling us a little bit about his journey and how we met and different things that we do here at his studio. Alright, so Jesse, it's good to see you, dude. Let's go with that anti-coronavirus greeting.
Yep. Never know what's gonna happen next, but you can't get coronavirus if you only drink Modelo. So
there you go.
yeah, so that's all. That's
Modelo time, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to get some lime with that Corona, right? All right, dude. So, can you tell me what got you into doing the studio business?
Well, I guess in general, what got me into music in general is in 2005 I saw Walk the Line about Johnny Cash.
Nice.
And before that, I didn't care about music or anything of that sort, nothing like that. But then I saw that, and I saw, besides liking music, vintage music and vintage rock, 50s and such, just the fact of people working in the studio behind the scenes, like how things are made at Sun Studios and Sun Records and such, got me interested in eventually forming some kind of studio. And I said, well, it may not happen for some time, but I've always had the idea in mind. And so throughout the years, I guess I recorded some stuff. And then when I had the opportunity, I opened a small spot and then kind of grew from there.
So, like, what will be some of the larger moments you can trace back to that brought you to where you are today?
The first time I went to record at a professional studio in LA was when I saw, like, for real, like, with my own eyes, how studios look like. And then the engineer working and such. And, it just further solidified that this is what I want to do, and I kind of like this environment, and such. Now, the third important thing that I would say kind of pointed me in the direction of, like, music, and the styles I want to do more specifically is when I saw Bruce Springsteen in 2012.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I saw him twice. I saw him at Sports Arena in LA. That's no longer there anymore. And then I saw him at Honda Center later on that year. And, I already had been into music, but it kind of took me at a higher level because it made me think more consciously about, writing more meaningful lyrics, more, I guess, complicated song arrangements than just 3 chords, for different kinds of styles. And just, I don't know, kind of just elevate me somewhere else. I would say those 3 things kind of were the starting points of how I got here.
Oh, nice. That's good stuff. As we get into discussion, let's pull out a nice pizza while we talk about your journey a bit more.
All right.
Thanks to Little Caesars for sponsoring. Not really. Get that ASMR.
Yeah.
Slow motion B-roll.
All right, so I'm going to be eating on camera. Should I make it, like, sexual, or...
Eat it however you want. Bad. That's good stuff. All right, so through some intensive Facebook stalking, I pulled up some interesting photos of you from your past life.
Oh,
I wanted to ask you.
I see.
What would the Jesse of then tell Jesse today? And what would the Jesse of today tell that Jesse back then?
Let's see.
First, I'm going to pull up this photo right here.
Oh, okay.
The young Jesse.
And that photo I took when I was 18. And I was supposed to take graduation pictures. And so I said, yeah, I'll take a graduation picture or whatever. That's not really important. But I said at the same time, I'll take something else I can use to, like, I guess, I don't know, like, promote. Because I had just released, not my first song, but like my 3rd song or something at that time. And I needed something to go on it. And so I got, that's based off a record of Johnny Cash.
Nice.
The record's called Fabulous Johnny Cash. And then basically it's the same kind of picture.
That photo has a very Cash vibe to it.
Yeah, I liked it. And so I kind of duplicated it.
Nice. The next photo I'm going to ask you, this one is pretty good. It is Jesse as Bruce Springsteen or Jesse Springsteen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one's not too, doesn't have too much of a story or anything. I like Bruce Springsteen, and I like, I don't know, like the style of the 80s. And so I just was him for Halloween. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's pretty good. Next one I want to ask you about would be from one of your previous albums.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is a dope album cover. And the CD design is brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Making it look like an old record.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So, back in the day, it's like I had very limited technology and stuff to work on. I had old computers that would barely work. So just trying to do anything out of took a long time. And, that picture was taken, I think, on some old phone. I don't remember. It was like a non-brand phone. So I did the best I could. I thought it was fine, but I guess, I think it came out okay. The album is a collection of my old songs from 2015 and behind. And I don't know. I think it was fine. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So what would the Jesse of that album ask the Jesse of today?
Oh, okay. Ask, well, like many musicians and, such, I try to look or find a certain sound or a certain way of doing things. And at that time, I was kind of trying to figure a lot of things out. And so what I would ask in terms of how to get the music I would like to sound how I want it to sound like, I want to ask him, how would I get this sound? Production techniques, gear, and such. How to make production better, easier, and not so stressful, I guess.
Okay.
Just from experience.
That's cool stuff. All right, so one more photo that I found was so Jesse A was posting on Facebook one day and tagging people and saying, take your closest friends and choose one Star Wars line to define each of them. And for you, he wrote, power! Unlimited power!
Yes.
Why that particular quote?
Okay, well, first of all, who does not like Palpatine? He rules everything.
The Senate.
Yes, he's the Senate. He's, the most powerful. And I've always found myself very Imperial-like, and so, I don't know. I thought that was fitting.
That's pretty good. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience auditioning for The Voice?
Oh, The Voice, yeah. Well, actually, I have two stories that don't really connect, but they kind of connect afterwards regarding The Voice. There was a singer on YouTube called Christina Grimmie. She passed a few years ago from gun violence, unfortunately. And I was a fan, for work and such. And so she went to perform an audition in The Voice. And then I was like, I just never considered it, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'll just go,
That's good stuff.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the closest one was in Denver, like the audition place.
Okay.
And, at that time I was 21 or something, but I wasn't really established in financial things. So I told my parents, they're doing an audition in Denver. And then they were like, oh, well, we're planning to go on a vacation in Vegas. And I said, okay. Well, I said, how about we go to Denver, and then on the way back, we go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Denver for like a day. And I said, that works. I said, okay. So we kind of just did that. And then...
road trip.
Yeah. So we got there. I performed. And then, but they didn't choose me. But not only they chose nobody in the room. Mm-hmm. So they were very selective of what they wanted, which is fine,
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't upset or anything. I was glad to be there, and I thought it was a good experience. Mm-hmm. And then it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So how long was that drive?
We actually drove with very minimal stops. So it took us driving over there. It took us like 30 hours with no breaks. I mean, we stopped for like an hour or something, half an hour, just to go to the bathroom and such. But we were actually like in a hurry because we had to reach the deadline.
Yeah.
And so it took us like 30 hours, kind of almost nonstop. So
that's pretty good. I saw that you did an interview on KKLA 99.5. Just wondering, like, what led up to that? And Was that like regarding your recording career or your performing career? What was that about?
Actually, none of those things. I mean, some of those things are involved, but what happened was that there was somebody that when I first started out recording, it was actually in my room at the house, and so my first client actually ever of any kind of recording back then was this guy that needed to make a demo for a show that he was gonna play on like a Christian talk station, and I recorded his work, and then he said if I wanted to be a part of the show, if they approved him. I said okay, that sounds good. So they approved him, and he went to be on the show, and then he did the show and had performances and such, and then he asked me to be there, and so I talked a little bit, and then I played a recording of my original version of a song called "It's All Good."
Oh, that's a fun one to play.
Yeah, I like that one. I played the original version, and then it's supposed to be kind of like I don't know, like a uplifting kind of song, and so it kind of fit the theme of the what was being talked about in the station, and yeah, I think it was a good experience, and that was the first time ever being on radio or having interviewed or being anything of that sort. So yeah,
That's good stuff. What was that feeling like, having your voice being heard for the first time like that?
I think it was very exciting because, you know, like I said, I had never been interviewed or people have talked to me or anything of that sort. So it's like, you know, knowing that I'm on the microphone there talking and there are like 100,000 people listening or something, and you know, in the county.
Such a great feeling.
Yeah, it. Oh yes, please, yes. It was exciting and I enjoyed it. I mean, it was an experience that I was nervous about, of course. But after a while, I was there, and then I kind of just forgot that there were people listening, and I was just there talking to everybody else about things. And
Of course.
I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, at first you get kind of afraid, but over time, it just feels more natural, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know?
that. It's like performing.
Yeah.
The more you do of it, the more comfortable you get with it.
Yeah, of course.
Like with me.
Hey friends, thanks for watching this interview. I really appreciate you dropping by to see the first part of this interview with my homie Jesse Ray Palacios. We had a great time talking at his studio at Century Star Studios, and our conversation lasted about 2 hours and change total. That also includes his wife coming in to say hi, and us just messing around in the studio. Taking a lot longer than anticipated to condense those 2 hours and change down to a bite-sized interview. I'm hoping to top it off at 30 minutes, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna hopefully post the next part of this interview in the next couple weeks. We recorded this interview back in February of 2020, and it is now November. Thanksgiving is in 1 week, so it's taken almost 9 months since I recorded this interview. It's unfortunately COVID shutdown hit everyone's lives really bad. Fortunately, I've been blessed with a full-time job, but most people have been suffering a lot through this time, and I know Jesse has gone through a lot as well. Since this interview, Jesse's older brother Suko succumbed to cancer, and in wake of his passing, Jesse and his family started the Century Star Foundation, which is a group that helps people cope and learn to overcome loss in situations like this, where someone will come down with an ailment and might pass on. So please go drop by their Facebook page and give them a like, drop some support for him and his family, because I'm sure they can really use this support. Don't like this video or subscribe to my channel. I'm a starving artist anyway. Like the series is called Starving Artist. Like, we don't need likes or subscriptions or comments or anything. It's not like we're trying to make any money off of this and pay off the crippling student debt. Oh yeah, I have crippling student debt. Anyway, thanks for watching this video and spending some time with us. We appreciate it very much, and a huge shout out to my homie Greg, who helped us out with filming this interview. I hit him up like the afternoon I was gonna go to Jesse's, and Greg just, right after a gig that he and I just had, he grabbed a bunch of cameras and we just zoomed all the way to Glendora from Riverside to interview Jesse. So it's always a good time hanging out with him and go follow him on Instagram and see what all the projects that he's doing and he's up to. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video.